What's up, everybody? You are back on the other side with me, Mike G, today, and I have a story for you of a fighter who, for almost 20 years, has fought the best that the UFC, PFL, and bare knuckle fighting championship have had to offer. And just like in the cage or ring, he's never tapped out or given up in life. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the one and only Jimmy El Terra Rivera. How's it going, Jimmy?
It's good, man. You?
I'm doing great. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, good. Good. Kids opened up one present, and that was it. They didn't open anything else up because they were just focused on that one. So it was funny. How about you? How was your Christmas?
I had a great Christmas, man. I've got two daughters, and there was wrapping paper everywhere. 3 trips to the trash can.
Yeah, yeah. I heard you. I hear you on that.
Alrighty, you were born in New Jersey. Tell me a little bit about growing up and family life.
Um, we grew up in southern Bergen County, which is Bergen County is probably one of the top counties um, to live in Jersey. From there, my mom, we moved up north to Bergen County, and it was, with my mom, single parent, I mean, usually, with her struggling to get by,
Mhm.
just keeping a roof over my head and food on the table. So at a young age, I started working really young, probably around, I think it was around 13. I got my working papers in Jersey and then started working from there. But I was blessed to be able to not only start working, but I was already training at Tiger Showman's. So I started young. I had a little bit of rough childhood, like from moving from southern Bergen County to northern Bergen County. New kid, wouldn't fit in, got picked on a bit.
Sure.
And that what this is what kind of led into my training to do martial arts. My mom wanted me to get more discipline. I was act out at home, but she didn't know I was getting picked on. So that
Mhm.
kind of led to one thing, training, and then training was able to defend myself, and then really fell in love with it.
That's awesome, man. I read that you made your debut at 18. Is that right?
My amateur MMA
Oh,
debut. So when I was starting, they just had amateur, and then from amateur, about 2 months after I turned 19, I made my pro debut.
okay. I would imagine first amateur fight at 18. I'm guessing you're around senior in high school, maybe just graduated. How different? How are you viewed by your fellow students, I guess, or friends when most of them are just out having fun, just graduated, let's party, let's go to the lake, that kind of stuff, and you're training for a fight?
Um, I mean, I always kind of went out. I didn't party. I met people that actually go out
Mhm.
and still fight and then party. So I don't know how they do that. Rosie, outside will be right there. Can you go and hang out in the living room? Thank you, sweetheart. Sorry.
No,
Um,
don't be sorry, man.
so I don't know how they did that. I didn't do that, but it was a good. Like my friends would come to my fights, and there were always someone where they could go hang out afterwards. A lot of them are
Okay.
in Atlantic City, especially as an amateur pro, which was very cool because we got Atlantic City go out to all these clubs there is and stuff like that. So that was a big thing. So my friends enjoyed it. I didn't stop me from going out, but when I went out, I didn't drink. I don't know again how some people I've met in the past like, oh yeah, I got to fight in like 4 weeks. And I'm like, dude, you're drinking right now. Why are you drinking?
John
So
Jones.
no comment. No comment on that.
I can comment.
So
um, you went 7-0 as an amateur before going pro and signing with Bellator. I want to get your thoughts on that old school Bellator tournament format. It seems like most fighters did not like it. What were your feelings?
um, I don't remember what my actual record was when I went with Bellator, but it was just a one off. One of my teammates, Lyman Good, was fighting in the tournament, and this
Okay.
when Bellator first started,
Hmm.
and he won the tournament and won the belt. So I fought his first fight, which I think was Mohegan Sun, his
That
first
sounds
fight
right.
in the tournament, and then his finale fight I fought again in Bellator and
Okay.
where he won the belt, and that was I think he only had 3 or 4 fights total in that, and it was cool. It was great. It was it was like a step up. I felt from fighting from local promotion to something a little bit bigger.
Sure. All right. Fast forward a little bit, and you find yourself trying out for the Ultimate Fighter Bisping versus Miller. What are your thoughts on that show?
So I just missed getting into the house. I was sitting down watching it with my coaches after I got back when they debuted it, and they're like, "Are you
Hmm.
sure you lost this fight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I had a great first round. The second round, I didn't do so well. It was just a learning curve. For me, I
Hmm.
was fighting at 145, so I'm usually fighting at 35, so it was just would have been an easier cut to
Right.
make, especially on short notice. And I just didn't focus on. I focused on getting bigger. I didn't really focus on my cardio. So by the second round, I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm fucking tired. I'm shot
Hmm.
right now." So and then I also, had some holes in my game that I'm like, oh, I gotta critique. So it was a good learning curve. It was one of those things that learning experience where I'm like, all right, no matter what I fight at, I gotta have good cardio. The second thing is like I gotta be good in every position. So I just went
Hmm.
back, trained, and went to every. Oh, I know. Let that finish and then we'll go play. Okay, we gotta get ready for church in a little bit. Sorry. Um,
No, that's awesome, man.
um, so I just took it as a learning experience with everything I've done, and I just got good in every position in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, etc., and just put myself in uncomfortable situations training. So this way, when I
Right.
went to fight, I've been there, done it, seen it. I could do, I'll be okay.
Gotcha. I interviewed Dennis Bermudez about 4 months ago, and we spent a couple minutes talking about y'all's fight. And he respected you, and you made him nervous as an opponent, and we discussed it. So I wanted to share that with you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Dennis is a cool dude. Afterwards, we actually
Hmm.
trained a bit because he was
Okay.
fighting at 45. I was fighting at 35. So we trained a bit. He's an awesome dude. Nothing but good things to say about him.
Yeah, I like Dennis a lot. Let's see here. You fight for a few different promotions before making your way back to the UFC to take on Marcus Brimage. Talk a little bit about your debut and how good it felt to get a first round knockout.
So, um, going back to promotions, it was one of those things where I fought for promotion, got a title shot, defended the belt, went to another promotion, just kind of ranking up stuff. When I finally
Hmm.
got the call, um, it was I probably the worst experience was just cutting weight. It was literally 10 days notice. Had to cut 14 pounds. That sucked. And then
Mm.
from there, just a quick 90-second knockout in Glasgow. I could tell you after the fight, I got a Guinness since we were in Scotland, and it was probably the best Guinness that I ever got.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart. Well, Dad is talking. When Dad is done, we'll play. Okay. All right. And so it was awesome. I felt bad for Brim. She was on a little bit of a streak from there. I wasn't doing so well,
Hmm.
but it's all business. Two people get in, someone's got to win.
Right. Exactly. After a couple more quality wins, you get matched up against all-time great Uriah Faber. What was that experience like for you? The lead up to the fight, was it any different feeling than fighting anyone else? And how did the fight play out?
So I actually, sometimes you get the option, like, you're lucky you get 2 out of 3. So what I mean by that is, sometimes you get to pick who you want to fight.
Hmm.
You get to pick the location and the time and period. If you
Okay.
get 2 out of 3, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Location was never a big deal. It was more like make sure I have enough time to train,
Hmm.
and then the opponent. So when I was talking to Sean Shelby, he gave me 4 or 5 names, and out of those 4 or 5 names, sorry,
Oh, yeah, all right.
the top one was Uriah Faber. I'm like, oh, I'm like, he just lost. I'm like, he's probably looking for a win. I seen him fight before someone that's lower ranking to get a win and then fight for the belt. They like to push him. This is a good opportunity for me. I'm like, I think I'll take it. So when I talked to Sean, he was like, yeah, I'll take Uriah Faber fight. He was like, a little too mad. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'll take that fight. It's a win-win. I'm like, if I don't win, I got to fight him. If I win, it's even better.
Hmm.
So just train my ass off for that fight, and then you know, first round I did have I'm like, damn, I'm fighting the guy. This guy that used to watch, and he started our division and
Hmm.
really made it famous. So the first round wasn't to my coach's liking, and even mine. I didn't put it on. I was a little starstruck. He walked
Sure.
out. My coach said, "I stay focused." I'm like, "Nah, this is California. This is Tupac. Like this is good, good song." I'm like, "I'm good." So I was vibing. Second round, I started putting it on, but then in the second round, I got eye poked,
Mm.
and I couldn't see. And I asked the judge, I'm like, do they stop the fight? He's like, we can't tell you. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you guys, the ref. I go, why can't you tell me what happens? Does it stop? I'm like, I can't see. I'm like, does it stop now and it goes to the scorecards, or is it like
Right.
it's done. The fight's done, and that's it. I don't win. And he's like, I can't tell you. I'm like, this is pissing me off. I'm like, I finished the fight. The hat fight wasn't as exciting because I couldn't do as much, seeing with only one eye, and it was my dominant eye. It was my right eye.
Okay.
So the last half of the round, second round, and the last round, I couldn't see shit. He almost tore my retina. I had to get retina surgery afterwards.
Ooh.
So it felt good winning, but I just couldn't really enjoy it because I went right to the hospital afterwards. I had an eye patch on. I looked like an angry pirate, and but it was a good win. You know what I mean? It was a good win, and I loved every second of that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. UFC 228, you take on John Dodson, who fought Demetrius Johnson, the GOAT, twice. Was that a scary fight for you going in, and what was the outcome of that one?
So Dawson just fought and lost to Peter Yan, but he stood in the pocket, and Dawson usually doesn't do that. He runs away and lures people in so he can hit that one or two shot, try to get that knockout. I just lost to Marlon. I'm like, I'm pissed. I need to get a fucking win. I went in there. My coach was like, I've never seen you that fast. And I'm like, well, I did have back-to-back training camps. I did train for 5 months straight. So that does help with cardio because I was so pissed from the Marlon fight. So I went in there and just, I said, either it's going to be a boring fight or it's going to be an exciting fight. If he stands toe-to-toe, if anybody stands toe-to-toe and they don't run away, it's always a fun fucking fight. So he didn't. He ran away. So the fans weren't as happy. I was like, but I'm not fucking with Dodson. Dodson is fast, and it's not even probably that he hits hard. Really, honestly, he's just so fast that you're not going to see that punch. Those are the punches that knock you out.
Yeah.
Are the ones you don't see. And every occasional you'll get a guy that can fucking hit. So you're like, I can see it, but he can fucking hit hard. I don't want to get hit by that.
Yeah. Man, I can't imagine fighting John Dodson. I can't.
He's a cool dude. I talked to him afterwards, but I was like, fuck this. I'm not running in.
All right. You alternate wins and losses over the next few fights before hanging up your gloves for MMA. Why did you retire from MMA then? And did you know that it would be your last fight?
We actually didn't know. I finished my last fight with Pedro because I was under new management at the time. And we started just exploring the free agency. And when Bare Knuckle we spoke to, they actually offered me good money. So we're like, yeah, let's do it. And that's how I fell into the Bare Knuckle. And it was also a fun experience of going in there and not having to train kickbox and wrestling and all that. But I probably fought for them for 3 or 4 years already. The past 3 or 4 years, I've been missing MMA. So we had an opportunity for the GFL, which is, still opportunity because, we have to do the draft and all that. But I thought it'd be really cool. And I thought it'd be, this new organization that came out 3 or 4 years ago, and there was all hints about it. The guy Darren really took his time to really develop it, and it's awesome. The whole attribute of it, the 50-50 revenue, the teams and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's just, again, it's teams now, so you're hoping that other people will win and do well. What do you want?
Yeah, in a way, it kind of reminds me of the old IFL.
Yeah. A lot of people mention that. Here, I opened it for you.
Yeah,
you eat it. So we actually went to one. My teammates fought in IFL. I think we went to one of the fights, but it wasn't the. I don't know. My 2 teammates fought, and I think they were just on the undercard. Lyman and Good and Nisa and Levy. So we just went and got to watch them, and it worked out cool because we had a sleepaway camp. That was a camper at the time, and you got like 25, 30 kids who love to train, who are training 3 times a day for a week at our corporate headquarters. You know what I mean? So we got to go do that. It was a fun experience. We had a really good time.
Talk to me about preparing for bare knuckle. Everyone I've talked to that's transitioned from MMA to bare knuckle says that it's completely different. And most people who attempt to transition the first time they get hit hard are going to give it up. How was that transition for you?
It wasn't bad at all. The only thing was like my last fight, like when I fought Kai Stewart, I got hit with shots that weren't even like hard shots. Kai very very awkward striker, and threw
Hmm.
like I got hit with a punch. But where the fuck that punch go? He's not traditional, so that was a little tough. But the biggest thing what that I guess annoyed me the most was that the kid hit me. I got hit 2 times hard. One time was shot that I didn't see. The other time I ran into the shop.
Hmm.
Besides that, he hit me with the lightest shots ever, and I would cut open, and I was getting so annoyed. Like I got cut open behind one eye, and then I couldn't see for a little bit. Got my vision back, started going. I got cut in this eye. I got hit in the cheek with the lightest shot, and I was like, I can't believe I'm cut right now. So after that fight, I looked at my face, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I didn't even get hit hard. And I mean, out of the whole fight, I got hit with 2 hard shots, and I am all cut up. I was annoyed. And I mean, I was really annoyed about it. But it's kind of the thing. I mean, you're going knuckle to, you know, all scar tissue I had prior to that, to
Hmm.
like bone and stuff like that, and you're getting cut so easily. So, um, definitely the difference between the two are, with bare knuckles, like you get cut easier, but the shots aren't as hard. With the
Right.
glove, there's a lot of give. If you fuck up, you're okay. But the harder shots because that compact glove. So this is really
Hmm.
the two differences, big differences you think about. It. Besides, there's no kicking, wrestling, or anything like that.
Okay. I've spoke several times with Kai recently. We're supposed to be doing an interview as well at some point in the next month. And don't get mad at me, Kai, but you are correct. Not just his fighting style, everything about Kai is awkward. He's just an
Yes,
awkward
yes,
person.
he is. He is. You know what though? But hey, listen. Some people bare knuckles made for them. He's kind of that
Hmm.
awkward striking that works for him. Um, I don't know how he would really do in MMA. He's only had one fight, so he's nothing back with that.
Right.
But that's the same thing with Perry, Mike Perry. Look at Mike Perry when he fought Jake Paul. It was like Mike, where's your defense? Just keep your
Hmm.
hands up, kind of thing. But he fucking throws, and he's game to throw. So the same thing. Him and Eddie fought.
Yeah.
I was on that card, and you know what? Eddie was doing really well, but Mike just walks through shit and
Hmm.
fucking threw big shots. And I think probably one of the best things he's ever done is sign and did the bare knuckle because that's really his sport. He really is a spokesperson of it.
Yeah.
He's like the Conor McGregor of bare knuckle. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? He is the one leading the charge with the fighters, top fighters, and it's fucking that sport's made for him.
Yeah.
So
He breaks people's hands with his face.
yeah, like I saw Eddie out after the fight, and I'm like, dude, Eddie, you okay? And like he said something, but we were already walking out, and my
Hmm.
wife's like, yo, I think he said he broke his orbital. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It was. It was.
It's like,
It was bad.
yeah,
Uh, let's see here.
when I'm done, you can. Okay.
Do you see yourself ever wanting to do bare knuckle again?
Um,
Right opportunity?
you know what? If I think I did anything, I kind of uh like and might be an option. Talking to my managers in the future. Doing dirty boxing. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yes, sweetheart. What's my thumb? Okay, can you let me finish? I'm almost done. About maybe 10, 11 more minutes. Yeah, I know.
You're a
So
lucky man, dude. I've got 2 daughters, and
yeah, I
you're a
got
lucky
2
man.
daughters too. Yeah, yeah. No, we're not. We're not lucky. We're gonna have to bury a body. How
How
old are
old
you?
are yours?
Mine are 3 and 2 right now. They're still young.
Man, I've got 14 and 6, and I'm 45 years old.
Yeah, well, we're only 10-year difference. But yeah, I guarantee you that the teenager, probably the young one too, they're all acting like they're 30 already. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They mature so fast. They grow up so fast, and then yeah, I'm like, I can't even picture them. I have one of my good friends from the police force is my second daughter's godfather. He's got 2
Mhm.
girls, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
wild, man.
I know it's nuts.
All right.
Oh,
Who do you have on your personal Mount Rushmore of MMA?
my personal is definitely George St. Pierre, not the most talented, but super hard worker. I got to give it to John Jones, even though he young kid did really
Hmm.
well, obviously, but didn't know how to just not party.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. Anderson Silva. See, I'm at a different era. So I
Hmm.
got, John Jones was unbelievable when I was growing up, and young adult. I mean, so John Jones, Anderson Silva, um, GSP, and then I don't know who to be my fourth. Um, Man, it's hard. I'm trying to think back in the day too. There's some good guys. I mean, fuck it. Always been a big fan of Henderson. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he had some wars. He had some crazy, crazy fights. You know what I mean?
Him and Shogun Part 1 is the greatest
Yeah, both of
UFC
them.
fight ever.
Both, both of them. I was there for the fight. That
Oh
one
man,
fight I was in the stands. My teammate fought that night, and
I've got goosebumps.
it was a fucking war. But was that
Yeah.
the first one or the
The
second?
first one,
That
the
was the
second
first.
one was good, but the first one was they
That's when it
both
was all
gassed and
bloody.
came back.
Like they could have stopped the fight 20 times. They kept
Yeah,
going. I mean,
yeah, that was the
that
first one.
that's the time. Yeah, I definitely like that era of fights. I love.
Hmm.
You know, I guess people don't talk about it, but one of the things I've done is hired a little bit of marketing to really push my social media and stuff like that. But when Conor McGregor came in here and he did what he did, he
Hmm.
actually made it harder for guys that were more like traditional MMA, like martial
Hmm.
artists who like a GSP who don't need to talk shit. They just go in there and
Right.
they fight
Yeah.
and they dominate. So, definitely he would never be on my Mount Rushmore. He did do great at 45, but now it's not
It
fighting
is what it
inconsistent.
is.
Yeah, I mean, I think he picked whatever fights they gave him. That's for sure.
Hmm.
He just they got whatever fights, and he did really well. But I think him moving up, brought it harder for him to do well.
Sure.
Um, because the 55 division is just a fucking anywhere you go. 155 is like the go-to with ridiculous amount of talent in that
Hmm.
division. There's just so many people at 55. 35, 45, yeah. But 55, it's always stacked from like,
Yep.
you look at the UFC from 1 to rank 15. It's stacked and they're good guys. So, but sorry, getting off on a tangent.
No, you're okay.
Those are my four from Mount Rushmore.
All righty. In 25 years, when people look back at your career, what do you hope your legacy as a fighter is? What do you hope they remember about you?
I don't know. I don't like. I never really cared about the legacy. More as like I just enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed
Okay.
fighting. People are now like you should hang it up. I'm like I really have a fun time. I mean, weight cutting is not the best. I don't enjoy that, but fighting in
Right.
general, I really enjoyed. When I had that big layoff from UFC to my first bare knuckle fight, I thought I won the fight, but just in general, I was just so fucking happy to fight again. I was so happy to get in there, you know what I mean, and do something. So I just, I do enjoy it, and I think, going back to MMA, I've been enjoying it even more. Getting back into the gym and just doing MMA and not just focus on boxing. It's so much fun. I just forgot how good I was and how much more I could do. I could do more things and I could change up stuff so much more doing like everything instead of just fucking boxing.
Okay. If you had to pick your favorite fighter to watch ever, any era, any sport, who would that be?
Well, I don't really watch any other sports. I used to watch the Yankees when I was younger, but now everybody's retired that I watch. So I would have to say it would be GSP and MMA, obviously.
Gotcha. He was so dominant.
He was, and you know what? He didn't do anything crazy, and he just worked hard, and he just got really good at wrestling, and never wrestled really anywhere besides training.
Hmm.
And he was just good. I just remember him fighting Koscheck and being in the back because at that time my teammate was in the UFC and fighting Koscheck and just like beating Koscheck with a fucking jab. You still there? Hello? You freeze? Hello? You there?
Are you there? There you are.
Yeah. I have
I don't
no
know what
idea what
happened.
happened. Dude, it just froze. It just froze. Like I was
That's
like talking
strange.
and I was like, what the hell? Yeah, oh my battery's down. Kosh I was saying GSP, and then I just remember being there and watching GSP fight Koscheck, and GSP just used a jab to beat him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like couldn't get him down because his wrestling was so good, and just fucking had a beautiful jab. Just really basic stuff. So
Jabbed him out of a plane trip home.
yeah, that was it. So
All right. I've got a few pick one and why questions. I've got about 5 minutes and then we'll be done. Is that all right?
perfect. Sounds good.
All right, cool. Pizza or burgers?
Fuck, that's a hard one. Both. I mean, I love a good pizza, but I also like a good burger too. So that's good. I can't even answer that one. We have fighters
Stumped you.
have eating complexes
Mm-hmm.
cutting weight. So honestly, I can't pick or choose out of that one.
How about this one? I switch up this question depending on where in the country you live. Because you're up in the Northeast, I went pizza or burgers. If you were from down in the South, I would have asked you pulled pork or brisket.
Fuck, bro. Pulled pork's good and brisket. Just because you're down south. Listen, I'm in Jersey. I'm northeast, but I'm more northwest of Jersey. I'm more closer to the Pennsylvania border. So where I live, people have lots of land. There's lots of
Mm-hmm.
farms. It's very rural. It's not like Bergen County where I grew up, where it was more suburbia and like houses
Right.
on top of each other. Dude, that's a hard one. I mean, I really like pulled pork though, so I would go pulled pork on that one.
There we go.
But brisket's fucking good too, especially if they make a good brisket. Man, that's tough. And you know what? It's so good at the end of the day because it's smoked, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you ever make it down to Arkansas, man, I'm in the northwest corner in a place called Fayetteville. And when I'm not talking to fighters, I cook world champion winning barbecue all day long, every day. That's what I do for a living. So come see me when you're in
Well,
Arkansas.
you're
I'll
gonna
hook
have to
you up.
message me some things you could do, especially with kids, and then I could convince my wife and we could go down. We're always up
There
for
we
it.
go.
We've been in a handful of places with the kids just to do stuff, and somehow my wife finds there's like a handful of things you can do for the kids. The only place we didn't take the kids was Montana when I fought because there wasn't really anything out there for them to
Right.
do. You know what
What
I
are you
mean?
going to look at?
I mean, listen, Billings was like but
Mm-hmm.
when you go out of Billings and you go to the country, which is literally a half hour, you go right in the country and just take a drive. We went to Red Lodge. Red Lodge was gorgeous. Loved it. Really, really beautiful town.
Gotcha. All right. Both in their prime, Ali or Tyson?
Ali.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. To be honest, just Ali. I just think he would have gotten Tyson's head.
Yep.
He would have ate some big shots, but I think I got Ali for sure.
I agree. All right. You're going on vacation. Do you prefer ski resort or cruise ship?
Fucking ski resort. You see all the cruise ships? What's going on right now? Fucking tip. No, I asked my would you ever? I asked my would you ever want to go on a cruise ship? And she was like, nope. I mean, they're crazy. They have everything there, morgue, prison, all that. These crazy things, but I wouldn't want to be on the ocean. I'm good. I would rather go to a ski resort and do
Gotcha.
something like that.
All right. In your bathroom at home, toilet paper over the roll or behind?
Wait, say it again. Over as in like it feeds this, like you feed
Yes.
this way.
Over the roll or behind?
Over, bro. It's always over.
Not, dude. My mom's house. Don't go. It's crazy. All
I've
right.
never seen it under. I feel like it's. I feel like you get the roll like that going this way. It's just typical this way. It's a natural way going under. I go to people's like not people's houses, but like if at my school, you know what I mean. In general, at my school or like at my family's house, if it's like that, I'll fucking fix it.
Fix it.
It
That's
fucks me
awesome.
up. Fucks me up when I do
Right.
shit.
That's awesome, dude. All right. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Are you
I probably would have said energy drinks back in the day, but
okay?
there's no fucking healthy ones. So coffee.
Are you a 1 cup in the morning guy, or do you drink all day?
Honestly, lately, I've been working. Name's Dan, is a wellness doctor, and my energy level and everything has been really, really good. So I usually, most of the time now, I only have coffee if my wife, she's opened up a coffee shop. She's got this coffee brands that she's going to be selling in her coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Cups and in general bags and stuff like that. It is so fucking good. Like I never drink 2 cups of coffee back to back. I go, babe, can you give me another cup of coffee? It was just so good. So I don't drink coffee now, but if I'm home and I go, hey, babe, can you make me a cup of coffee, a press cup? Oh my God. You ever have pressed coffee?
One time.
It's really good.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
really good.
nice.
It takes a while to make, but it's worth the wait.
Hmm.
Besides that, nah, I mean, if I go, I drink, I drink probably, like, I'm an occasional drinker of coffee. If
Okay.
I'm rough night, didn't sleep because of the kids, definitely have a couple cups that day. And then, when I'm home with my wife, which is rare, usually on the weekends with the kids because of work and all that. And then if I'm out, dessert, I just feel like, I guess it's an Italian thing. Anytime I have dessert, I gotta sit down and I have a cup of coffee, even maybe
Hmm.
just a cappuccino or something like that. Or I've been a big fan of. Have you ever had an affogato?
I've never heard of that.
An affogato is ice cream, usually vanilla, but some people change the flavor. They'll pick like a different flavor, and then you have a shot of espresso. And the way you're supposed to have it is you're supposed to pour the shot over the ice cream, and you eat the ice cream. That's affogato. I kind of do the reverse affogato. I like the shot espresso. Instead of putting any sugar in the shot, I take like one or two scoops of my spoon,
Okay.
throw that in the espresso, let that melt a little bit, get a little, my sugar there,
Sounds
and
nice.
I eat the ice cream like that. So I kind of do reverse affogato, but not a lot of places have it. And usually, if I do go, I'll say, "Hey, man, just give me a shot of espresso, some vanilla ice cream, and that's it."
I'll have to give that a try. That sounds good. All right. Better movie, Bloodsport or Kickboxer?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Bloodsport.
Everybody goes Bloodsport. All right. Two more. What is something that you really enjoy that people don't know about?
I feel like people do know about some stuff. I mean, I love going on a ride, motorcycle. Can't wait for the kids to be a little older, which my wife says no, but take the kids on a ride. I guess the other thing is that Legos.
Okay.
Having kids now, I haven't been able to touch one in years. Uh, since well, 3 years since I had kids. But I don't know. It's just like I can't sit there and meditate. I have to do like active meditation, and I
Hmm.
could, go do hours and like go hours and just follow the booklet, put something together, and just
Yeah.
I guess it's just having that finishing something, and at the same time it's like a little mental vacation.
Sure. Yeah. All right. With these interviews, I try to inspire people who are struggling with different issues, little things, great big things. If you had a message to share with someone watching this who's going through shit, what would that message be about not giving up?
Honestly, you know, I've always said in general, spoke to my wife or just people in general. I'm almost done, sweetheart. In general, like some people think they have it bad, and I'm like, nah, there's people out there that have it worse. Like, don't let it phase you. Just control the things.
Go
Okay,
ahead, man.
1 second, sweetheart. I'm literally almost done. It's the last question. Okay. Uh, okay. Last question. You pooped. Okay. Right. I will change your diaper. Let me answer this question, then I'll say bye, and we'll go change your diaper. Okay. Okay. I'll keep it short. So I always say, some people think they have it bad. I'm like, dude, there's people out there that have it worse, and you just could go from there. It's like that same story of Shaquille O'Neal, and he, froze up playing a
Hmm.
game. His dad took him out and watched these
Yeah.
people feel. I'm like, those are hard times. I go, people always have it hard, and just control the things you can control. The things you can't control, you just got to leave it be, and that's it. Control the things you control and move forward. When it comes to mental illness, though, that's a different subject. I go always, go get help, go speak to someone. I think speaking to someone, getting that
Yeah.
kind of
Talk to
help, whether
someone.
it's a friend or something like that. Hopefully, you're speaking to someone that's a professional. But if you're speaking to a friend or maybe a family member, hopefully they can help you out in a good way. You know,
Yeah.
when we, as a police officer, we go to scenes. It's something with mental issues and stuff like that. We're not professionals. We
Mhm.
just take them to the professionals or advise them here. Reach out to this. That's a professional, but we're not professionals here. We'll listen, but our advice and stuff like that. Everybody's different. We're not going to give professional advice.
Sure.
My professional advice is that, like I said, control what you control, and if you think you have it bad, someone else has it worse.
Absolutely. What's the best way for fans and friends to keep up with you?
Social media, Instagram. You know what I mean? Hit me up, whatever. People always send fan mail. unfortunately, lately with the kids and being how busy I am, it takes a little long to get it back. But I'll send stuff back to them, and that's really it, man. I mean, if they're ever in Jersey, my Tiger Shaman School is in Short Hills. They can always come by, take class, or say what's up.
Awesome. Jimmie, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you squeezing me in this morning. I
No,
tell everybody
it's
at
all
this
good.
point,
If you could smell through the camera, I gotta change your butt. Your butt
I
stinks.
believe you, man.
Did
I
you
tell
take
everybody at this point, I feel like we're friends, and I hope you consider me the same. I'll get this uploaded. If you don't like it, I'll pull it down and
Nah,
I'll
bro.
send you a copy.
There's nothing I like. It's just a conversation. It's all good, man.
Right on.
I'm sorry it took so long to do it. Just
No,
working
it's
three
Christmas time. I
jobs
get it.
and the kids. It's like four jobs. They don't stop. So,
I understand. Well, thank you again, man, and have a good time at church.
thanks, man. Have a good one.
Bye bye.